Okay, so week 2 of the Cosmic Egg is Heal Thyself. And I love to start with this one after Pleasure is Mine, because as I said in the video yesterday, it's really important to learn how to choose pleasure first, because there's always going to be things in your life where things are going to be challenging and difficult, and it's up to us to build the kind of energy and reserves to be able to choose pleasure first. I don't know what's going on with my hair. And to choose pleasure first in our life, because that is a muscle that we must build. And so week 2, Heal Thyself, you will be learning the incredible healing, powerful tool of de-armoring the vaginal canal. Now, in Heal Thyself, we work with 3 gateways inside the vaginal canal. We have the entrance, which correlates to the maiden, and this is the entrance to the vaginal canal. Then we have the Gspot, which is the second gateway, which correlates to the mother. And then we have the cervix, which is the third gate, which correlates to the crone or the creatrix. These 3 initiations of the divine feminine are potent and powerful through every stage of our life. But for women, we really flow through these 3 stages consistently. We are always coming into the maiden of learning something new, of that virginal essence, which is meant to be innocence and wholeness and playfulness and the energy of springtime. Then we come through into the deeper embodiment of our power when we're fertile, we're creating, whether it's children or businesses or energies or relationships. We come into the energy, the abundance of the mother, swelling with life, totally filled up to the brim of this delicious energy. That is the G-spot. You really have to be able to access deeper states of pleasure to awaken your G-spot orgasm. And then we move through into the cervix, which is the spiritual cosmic orgasm, where we access the consciousness of your womb. We access the consciousness of bringing heaven to earth through the body. The cervical orgasm is something that has to be felt rather than explained about or whatever. It needs to be experienced. And if your cervix has been removed, you can still experience cervical orgasm because the energetic pathways, the neuronal pathways still remain. So everyone can experience these types of orgasm. And these 3 gateways are so important for us to have a really free flow of energy through, because your vaginal canal is a reflexology zone. Every single gate, every single point correlates to another organ in the body, another point in the body, the heart, the lungs, the whatever. And when we do not have a free flow of chi, when we do not have healthy, vibrant sexual energy running through the body, these areas can come to shut down. We actually learn how to numb. So it's really common. My hair looks disgusting. It's really common for the first gateway to shut down because we are penetrated too quickly. So the first gateway, which is the entrance to the vaginal canal, which has so much pleasure, so many places of deep embodied pleasure, your sacred yes, your sacred no, these all come from the entrance of the vaginal canal. When you can't feel it and you can't hear the voice, you can't hear your voice, it's really, really difficult to honor your sacred yes and to honor your sacred no. And you end up learning not to trust yourself. You end up learning not to listen to your body. You end up learning that this isn't safe for you, that it's not your space, and that someone's going to come and take it from you. There's obviously a shadow side to that, which can be for us, which is that we're actually really flippant with who we sleep with. It can be quite a trickster energy, the first gate. It's that young sexuality. But it's so important for us to have this as a supple, opened gateway, because we cannot access those deeper states of divine feminine sexuality if the first gateway does not feel safe enough to open and blossom like a juicy, dripping wet jungle flower. So that is the first gateway that we will be working with, really learning how to allow the egg to give you this 360 massage and awakening from inside of your body. Then we move into the second gate, the gate of the mother, the gate of the G-spot, which houses your sexual waters, your ability to squirt, The French, I don't know if I said this in the video yesterday, but it's one of my favorite points. The French call orgasm le petit mort, which means the little death. You must be able to surrender to the energy of pleasure, the energy of orgasm. And you have to be willing to die. It's that kind of energy. When you are at the peak of pleasure in your orgasm, in your climax, you are not in this body. You are in a different realm, a different dimension. And so you must have the strength. You must have the ability to really release and let go. The Gspot holds it whole. Bloody hell! She's on a roll and she's tripping over her words. The Gspot houses the emotional waters. So if you think about any time in your life that it hasn't been safe for you to be emotional, whether that's during grief, losing someone suddenly, whether that's something to do with a job, whether that's just being embarrassed, ashamed, any intense, visceral emotion that you have been told isn't safe, or you're making too much of a racket, or don't make that much noise, really silencing your emotions, whether that's pain or pleasure, it shuts down your ability to express your pleasure in a healthy way. You are not able to embrace and adore the sounds that you roll through as you are in your Gspot orgasm. You do not feel trust with a partner to fully let go and allow them to be blessed by this orgasm, because you might feel embarrassed. You might feel not able to let go. You don't know if you like how it feels. And so you really have to have this embodied strength, this second gate, because it houses the wild woman. It houses a woman that is so connected to her pleasure and her orgasm that she's able to rip and roll through these intense waves and still emerge the other side as an embodied, powerful, wild fucking woman who is totally, totally in her body. The Gspot is an invitation to a deeper state of presence in your life. And then we move through to the cervix, the third gate, which is housed and ruled by the crone, the energy of the crone. I love me some fucking crones. Obviously not crones, oh my God, but you know what I mean. But in the Disney films, it's the warty old woman with the wart on the nose, and she's like stealing children and rah, 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 rah. In the divine feminine lineage, in the true story of what happens to a woman when she enters the phase of the crone, it is a time in her life when all of the energy that she was expelling during menstruation is turned inward. So all of that powerful elixir of your eggs and your ovaries, that buzzing creative life force that you've been working with your whole life, comes internal. You're not losing it anymore through menstruation. It's all inside of you now. That's when the eye is focused within. The eye is focused within. You are able to access deeper states of psychic awareness. The crone is the woman that's like, knows everything. Those women in your life that are so fucking wisdomous. That's not a word, but so full of wisdom and so connected to life, the energy of life, the seasons, as the seasons change, they know to be slower with life. They know how to enjoy life. They know not to rush. The crone has incredible access to the spiritual nature of this life, and that is your cervix. Your cervix sits at a place so deeply inside of you that you must be in a direct relationship with the first two gates to even get there, to even get access to the cervix, to even get access to that kind of spiritual, sexual heights of ecstasy. You must be able to enter through the first two gates and experience those initiations. So the cervix correlates to the lungs and the heart. And these places hold our grief in our body. And when you start working with the cervix, which is why in Heal Thyself is such a profound healing, it's such a profound release in that week of the cosmic egg, because you were actively de-armoring all of these points inside your body. Yes, for orgasm, yes, for pleasure, but you're releasing grief. You're releasing pain. You're releasing shame and disconnection and things that you have carried with you for your lifetime. And your cervix is a gateway to your womb consciousness. It is the last barrier between this earthly realm and the spiritual realm. The first 3 chakras and then the next 4 chakras. That is the differentiation, that is a right word, between the up and the down, heaven and earth, yang, yin. It is the duality of life. It is the center point where your soul meets your physical body. And so when you get access to your cervix in that way, when you're really able to de-armor the cervix, remove the numbness, melt away tension, you suddenly get access to these deeper spiritual states of awareness through your sexuality. You start to feel so embodied in your life because you are fucking grounded. The energy is not only flowing down, but it's flowing up through you. You are becoming this channel, this free flow of energy. And when you experience a cervical orgasm, you might cry, you might scream, but it's an outer body experience. It doesn't feel like it actually comes from inside of you because, as we spoke about yesterday, I think briefly, the cervix relates to the throat and you have your vagus nerves that run all the way through, vagus nerve that runs all the way through, and it hits the amygdala. And so as it comes through all of these different points in the body, these nerves, it does feel like it's coming through the spine, like that Kundalini awakening, because it's going through your nervous system. It's not even the same way that the other orgasms work. It's coming through your nervous system. So you are going through a full spiritual, sexual body reset when you get to the 3rd gate of the cervix. So in Heal Thyself, we go through de-armoring the vagina for deeper healing, deeper states of presence, trauma release, and embodied relaxation. And then we move through Magical Melons, which is a deeper practice of breast massage. So in Pleasure Is Mine, we do basic breast massage, and in Heal Thyself, we go through advanced breast massage where we start linking your clitoris to your nipples and we start working with the endocrine glands in the body for a real deep, hormonal balance. Say goodbye to unhealthy cravings, say goodbye to PMT, say hello to orgasmic nipples, and say hello to de-armoring for trauma release and deeper states of orgasmic awareness. So that is week 2. That is Heal Thyself, one of the juiciest experiences because of the de-armoring factor of really feeling yourself move through years of repression and stagnation. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you tomorrow for week 3.